Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that will be linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal, sponsored by Unibet. It's great that we're teaming up with Unibet for the next few weeks here on Transfer Daily, bringing you Transfer Daily. And I've written a couple of articles for Unibet. You can check out my first one. The link is in the description. It's all about the defenders that I would like Arsenal to sign, or three. I'll pick three defenders that I'd love to see Arsenal sign this summer, and make sure you check that out. The link is in the description. It was very interesting that I was at Boreham Wood yesterday for the game, Boreham Wood versus Arsenal. It was a very interesting game because Arsenal, obviously, they play loads of youngsters. They're mainly under 23s, under 18s. Losing 3-1, came back to draw 3-3, and it's a very entertaining game. And some impressive performances by John Jules, Amici. Really looks a player, that Amici. I've really liked him. I think he's a player surely knocking on the first team door. It's just that he had a lot of injuries last season, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens with him. But very interesting. I was chatting to a lot of kids after the game, and even these young kids, their knowledge was brilliant on transfers, and they were like, all of these offensive targets, brilliant, but we need to sort our defence out. And I so agreed with them. You can check out the interviews that I did after the game. One of them even trending on YouTube yesterday. So listen, some great stuff there yesterday. Make sure you check it out. And the link is in the description for that blog that I've written for Unibet. So make sure you check that out as well. Now, the one thing that we were all agreed on yesterday at that game is that we still haven't got any transfers done. And it was really interesting as well that fans throughout the game, and it was very audible, were singing anti-Stan Kroenke songs. Stan Kroenke is under a lot of pressure because, and the whole of Arsenal's under a lot of pressure, because I think it's fairly obvious, talking to fans yesterday and listening to those chants, that, you know, fans want to see some deals done. Fans want something to get them excited ahead of a new season. Now, Stan Kroenke probably wouldn't have known, you know, he probably won't know about the chance and that. He's thousands and thousands of miles away. But I'm telling you, if he doesn't get some good deals done this summer, he's going to be under a lot. He can expect a lot of that, I think, throughout the season, because that was at a friendly. And, you know, those chants were already going up. Could Kieran Tierney be a signing that's done maybe even this week? Tierney has been linked for weeks now from Celtic, the left back. We know we're after a left back. And it's just rumbling on and on and on. Very interesting from his agent yesterday that Kieran Tierney's agent came out and said that it's all down to Celtic. It's all down to Celtic now if they want to agree a price for him to leave. Napoli are said to be interested as well, although there are reports that Napoli are focusing more on other targets and Tierney's sort of a lesser target they're looking at. It does look like he is a priority for Arsenal, but it's just a matter of them agreeing that price with Celtic. The sticking point seems to be whether they get all the money up front or whether it's done in instalments. There's lots of negotiations going on behind the scenes, but I do expect to see this deal get done. I was just really interested to read the comments about from his agent saying that, you know, basically Kieran Tierney's a very down-to-earth kid. He sponsors his local pub. He loves Celtic. He still hangs around with the same mates. He's not a guy that's into material things. He really just loves playing football, loves Celtic. But it does look that he's ready for that next move, and that next move could be Arsenal. And it would be great if Arsenal get him, and he's a, you know, as what his agent's describing, that he's a very, very level-headed kid. So who knows? Maybe this week Kieran Tierney could be unveiled before Arsenal make that trip over to America the following week. And then there's Wilfried Zaha. Now Zaha, subject to speculation, as we know, you know, practically every day. This is the new Benzema, I always call it, because you remember a few years ago when every day it was Benzema, 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 Benzema. And very interesting that I was reading yesterday that it was confirmed that Benzema was offered to Arsenal at the time, and we messed around and didn't get the deal done. But Zaha is the one. Now, Zaha put out a very interesting tweet yesterday. It seemed that he a bit upset about all the speculation that's been surrounding him. Of course, he was questioned at a news conference whilst at the African Cup of Nations, and basically, you know, he didn't really deny the links and said that, you know, more or less, I'll see when I get back, but now I'm concentrating on the African Cup of Nations. Well, he tweeted out yesterday, these are his tweets. He says, or his tweet, he says, "Whatever happened to speaking facts? It's sad and annoying how anyone will just open their mouth and speak on things or situations they know absolutely nothing about." So he's obviously upset about all the speculation that's been surrounding him. It puts him under a lot of pressure. Obviously, he's going to have a lot to deal with when he gets back from the African Cup of Nations, whether he decides to force a move or whether he decides to just see what happens. Palace don't want to sell, we know. They don't want to sell him. Arsenal want him. I think a lot of it's going to boil down to Zaha, whether he tweets out or not. And interestingly, in that tweet, there's no denial. There's no coming out straight and saying, it's all untrue, I'm staying at Palace, I'm happy. He hasn't said that, you know. So that tweet doesn't really do anything. He's just saying that, you know, people are speculating and saying certain things are going to happen when they don't know. There's obviously a lot of things going on behind the scenes, but it's a tricky deal to get done because the club that, you know, he plays for don't want to sell him. And that's always tricky, and it's going to depend a lot on Zaha. So it's going to be one that's going to rumble on. Or will Arsenal just decide to drop their interest in Zaha and move for Ryan Fraser from Bournemouth? Ryan Fraser was sort of the first sort of winger that they were linked with, and there were lots and lots of reports flying around at the start of the transfer window that this is the deal that Arsenal were trying to get done. Now we're being told today that Arsenal are ready to revive their interest in Ryan Fraser if they can't get the Zaha deal done. Again, Bournemouth don't want to sell Ryan Fraser, but the price for getting a Ryan Fraser is said to be around about £30 million. There even has been a bit of speculation that Ryan Fraser's been a bit upset that, you know, that price is kind of a bit high, you know, and sort of pricing him out of any dream move. But again, Ryan Fraser back on the agenda, it seems. It looks like Arsenal are looking at him as an alternative if they cannot get the Wilfried Zaha deal done. And then there's another alternative. The other alternative is Lucas Vazquez of Real Madrid. Again, valued around about the £31 million mark. Looks like he's going to be surplus to requirements at Real Madrid, and Real Madrid are open to offers for him. There's a lot of teams looking at Lucas Vazquez at the moment, but Unai Emery said to be an admirer of his, and could that be a deal that could get done? I sense a poll coming. Yes, I sense a poll, and we are going to do a poll. Zaha, Fraser, or Lucas Vazquez. You can have any one of those three. Which one of those do you go for? Vote for it in our poll today. Now, what about William Saliba? Again, another one rumbling on and on and on. I get fed up of talking about Saliba, right? But it's still being talked about. Now, there's a lot of speculation that the deal now is very, very close. That Arsenal have again upped their bid, said to be a renewed bid of round about £26.9 million, just short of £27 million, which is said to be sort of the asking price that St Etienne are looking for. Saliba viewed as one of the hottest prospects in French football as a defender, and Arsenal keen to get this one tied up because there's other teams hovering now. Wolves are said to be really interested. Roma are said to be interested in Saliba as well. Remember, Roma, they of course are looking as well for a centre-back at the moment as Manolas has moved on. So Arsenal really looking to get this deal tied up very, very quickly indeed. Could this be one, again, that could get done this week? Again, as I said, the tour is going to be kicking off the following week. And also, will William Saliba be loaned back to St Etienne, or will he come straight into the team? It's a lot of outlay to then loan a player straight back. I mean, I know players get loaned straight back. Tottenham recently bought, is it Jack Clark, loaning straight back to Leeds, but that's a sort of player, you know, of a lesser amount that they spent for him. William Saliba's a lot of money to loan him straight back to his parent club. Will any of these deals get done this week? The Zaha one, if that happens, definitely won't. That's going to be, you know, that's going to be one that's going to linger. But Fraser, Saliba, Tierney, it's going to be an interesting week. Mind you, I've said that a lot recently, and then I'm saying it again at the end of the week. You know what I mean? Comments time. Timo Smith says, if we sign Vasquez, they're more clueless than I thought. A bang average 28-year-old for £30 million can get Ziyech for less. Well, he's not a fan of Vasquez. And I've got to say, going through the comments yesterday, didn't seem to be a lot of fans of Lucas Vasquez. Not many fans too impressed with the links. Jeffrey Smart says, Ozil is untransferable. He's not good enough for any big club who can afford him, and he's too expensive for any of the smaller clubs. I think he's got a great point there at the moment. That is why Arsenal find it so difficult to move him on, although Fenerbahce said to be interested. As I said, does he want to go to Fenerbahce yet, though, at this stage of his career? Probably not. Ollie Benford says, I definitely don't want Vasquez. Way overhyped. Would rather have Zaha, Fraser, Carrasco, Malcolm, and even Iwobi and Nelson. Remember, Iwobi scored again for Nigeria. And then, of course, there's Reece Nelson. You know, we've not been talking a lot about Reece Nelson. Went on loan last year, did all right. Is it his time to shine at Arsenal? And last one here. Zonk 1915. all right. I'm going to hold my hands up here. He says, I'm generally not an aggressive person. But Robbie, mate, every goddamn time you said Louis Zaha, I punched the monitor in. I know, man. I had a major L on yesterday's show saying Louis Zaha. Oh. And you know what it is? Because Louis Zaha, remember him, he used to play for United back in the day, and that. I got it. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, I messed up, man. I know. Wilfred Zaha. It happens, man, when you do these shows. It happens. And we keep it real here. I ain't in editing, chop, right? We do it as live, right? So, yeah, I know I messed up. But the board of Arsenal, they cannot afford to mess up. Let's get some of these deals done. The fans, as I said yesterday, and by the way, what a turnout. What a turnout for under 18s, under 23s game at Boreham Wood by Arsenal fans. It just shows the support that we've got. And those fans deserve something this summer. They deserve something. Come on, Arsenal. Get some proper deals done. Thanks for watching the show today. Don't forget the link is in the description for my article that I've done for Unibet on the 3 defenders I would love to see Arsenal bring in this summer. Check that out right now. And thanks for watching the show, and we'll be back tomorrow.